All right, this is Daily Docendo, lucky number 13. Starting off with a word history mystery. What does an adjective meaning flowing like honey have in common with an adjective meaning expressing oneself easily and articulately? And both of these words really oftentimes have to do with sound and expression of voice. So looking at our sentence here, let's look at this as editors. The actor's rich, mellifluous voice is familiar to us from voiceovers for commercials, station breaks, and documentaries. So to open up here, we've got the actor's rich. It looks like we're talking about one actor because notice our verb here is. The actor's rich. So if we're going singular possessive, should have the apostrophe there. Does that make sense? The actor's rich, mellifluous voice. So we're describing the voice of the actor. Now we have two adjectives here. The voice is both rich and mellifluous. And there's a rule that says when you have two adjectives, sometimes you put a comma, sometimes you don't. Well, the test for this is, can you switch these around? The actor's mellifluous, rich voice. I think that would be the same idea. If you can switch them, you should put a comma between them. All right, the actor's rich, mellifluous voice is familiar to us from voiceovers for commercial station breaks and documentaries. Now, it looks like we have a list here, and of course, we have a list of items here. We've got commercials, comma, station breaks, comma, and documentaries. Again, that's known as the serial comma. That's known as the Oxford comma. There's all kinds of names for this. And certainly when you're listing things, it makes sense to separate them. Of course, the big controversy is this comma here. Some people put it in, some don't. I say to students, put it in. I'm a proponent of that Oxford comma because sometimes you can run into confusion if you don't have it there. In this case, it's pretty clear we're talking about three separate things, but just get in the habit of putting it in there. All right, so I think that's all we need for the sentence, unless I missed anything. Let's look at our definitions. Mellifluous, flowing like honey. Again, typically that is dealing with a sound, as in a sound of a voice. And then fluent also has to do with voice, as in if you can speak a language fluently, and the words come easily to you, able to express oneself easily and articulately. So it makes sense that both of those have to do with the Latin root flow. Affluence, we have all these metaphors around water with money, if you've ever noticed. And so the money is flowing, the cash flow, that kind of thing. And other words here that relate to flow. So there's our comma. Notice we have an adjective comma here, and then we have the serial comma. So even though these are commas, they're different commas used in different contexts, and it's just good to know some of the different rules for those. Again, do we know what we did and why we did it? We got, again, the change there in the apostrophe. Okay, so that is Docendo number 13.